A Spider-Punk animated movie has officially been greenlit, and fans are hyped. Speaking of Spider-Man, the behind-the-scenes look at Brand New Day is keeping Spider-Books red hot. And rounding out the week's movers, the Silver Surfer is riding high at the forefront of the market. Let's check out the top trending comics for this week. What's going on, everybody? It's me, Izzy, and welcome to this week's top trending comics for the second week of August. We have some great books that came back, and we have some new books in the list that are exciting to talk about. As you can see right there, we got two Spider-Mans, we got some returning FF books or FF related book dealing with Doctor Doom. Let's go ahead and get things started, simply put, by going into what we like to call our honorable mentions. And we're going to kick things off with the very first book here, which is kind of going to be placed like a bookend for this whole top trending list. And that is Amazing Spider-Man issue number 10. This is the Gabrielle Del Auto 1 in 10 version, which features the first appearance of Hobie Brown, the Spider-Punk. We're going to talk more about Spider-Punk today, but I just want to show you guys that this is a cover that is a connecting cover. It's a gorgeous cover featuring some different versions of Spider-Man. You can see Ben Reilly, you can see Cosmic Spider-Man. There's also a night version of Spider-Man and a Dr. Octopus version of a Spider-Man, all of which is gaining momentum because of the news about Spider-Punk. Like I said, we're going to talk more about that a little bit later, so I'm not going to spoil it just yet. Also, we have a returning honorable mention, and that is World's Finest issue number 40. This is the Dan Amora, Steve Colbert cover that he did several months ago. And of course, because of Steve Colbert and him leaving the Late Show, people are starting to pick this book up. Similar, Dan Mora also did a cover that just seems to not go away, and that's Superman Unlimited, the James Gunn cover that it's been in this list for multiple weeks now as a honorable mention within the top 10, and it just doesn't go away. It's there. People are excited. People still pick it up. I happen to have a copy just right back there, over there, as you can see right there, right by my head there. It's a great cover. It's an awesome cover. Let's go into our list, starting with our number 10 book of the week, and that is Amazing Spider-Man issue number 9. This is the 1 in 100 J. Scott Campbell Just Spectacular collection. This is the Virgin variant. This book came out this week from Marvel Comics. It has a last recorded sale of $150 near mint. Most common fair market value is about that price at $149. There's no recorded slabs for this book, but I'm sure they're going to be showing up sooner or later. Also, as far as trending list goes, it's number 10 in CBSI. It's number 4 in cover price. It did not quite make it to Key Collector. I'm assuming it will be in Key Collector this coming week. So that's probably all I got to say about that. As far as the 30-day sales goes, we only have 10 sales of this book. But at that price point, I understand why it's hot. And therefore, we have a hype level of a medium for this book. It's a gorgeous Mary Jane cover. This is Mary Jane as she was intended to look like, not as a Venom. Sorry, guys. Moving on our list at number 9, we got another one here. Amazing Spider-Man 134. This is the first appearance of Tarantula, but it's the second cameo appearance of the Punisher. And that's really the reason why this book is getting some kind of traction. People are unable to get 129, so they're going for the next best thing, which is Amazing Spider-Man 134, which is his second cameo appearance. This book came out back in 1974. Has a $51, very, very good, was the last recorded sale of this book. However, the most common fair market value of this book is $59 at a fine. $123 at an 8.5 is the most common. This book is on the trending list for Key Collector at number 6. And it has a 30-day sales of 33 sales. As I mentioned, people are picking this up not only because it's the second appearance of the Punisher, but it's also the first appearance of Tarantula, which is rumored to be part of the next Spider-Man movie. Then again, so is every other villain in my view. Um, as far as the hype level goes, this is currently at a medium. Going into our list at number 8 is Ultimate Spider-Man #1. This book came out in 2024 from Marvel Comics. Last recorded sale of this book was $210, and that was at a 9.8. The most common fair market value is about $101 near mint, $208 at a 9.8. As far as the trending list goes, it's number 9 for key collector, number 7 for cover price. As we're drawing closer and closer to the end of the new Ultimate Universe, there's a lot of questions going around. What's going to happen with this version of Ultimate Spider-Man? What's going to happen to the family of this version of Ultimate Spider-Man and so forth? So a lot of people are starting to pick these things up. The trade paperback is one of the hottest trades right now. So I could see why this book is on the list today. As far as 30-day sales, we got 32 sales within that 30-day period, and the hype level is at a medium. Moving our list to number 7 is the New Mutants '98, the first appearance of Gideon, Copycat, and of course, the Merc with a Mouth, Deadpool. This book originally came out in 1991 from Marvel Comics. $265 at a no grade was the last recorded sales. However, the most common fair market value for a near ministry 07, while 9.6 seems to be the common at $422. Trending list, number 8 for key collector. We'll talk a little bit more about what's going on with this book. And 30-day sales, 77 sales. This brings this book at a hype. Now, here's the reason why this book has returned to this list. Recently, there was an auction sale for the cover of this book, and it was going for, I believe, $7 million. It did not sell, and it just stood there. It didn't sell, so they overpriced it. People moved on, but it got people wanting to pick up the actual book, and that's exactly what caused these 77 sales to happen. At the same time, New Mutants '98, it's a book that everybody seems to be picking up, and now it's getting some more momentum because there is a rumor that he will be part of Avengers Doomsday. There was a nice little teaser beat that Ryan Reynolds dropped of an Avenger 8 with an Anarchy 8 on top of it, assuming that that's Deadpool doing it. So we might see this book return in a fashion that we've seen before when Deadpool becomes hotter and hotter. So be on the lookout for New Mutants '98. Its current value is at a low, so it could actually rise up in price. Number 6 in our list is the Fantastic Four First Steps #1. This is the prequel to the Fantastic Four movie. This book came out just this year from Marvel Comics. $16 near mint is the last recorded sale. Its most common is $17 near mint, with 9.8s going for approximately $57. There really aren't that many sales of this book right now in a 9.8 or in graded copies. As far as trending list goes, it's number 10 for key collector, number 4 for CBSI, not in cover price, but it did make their top 20 list. As far as 30-day sales goes, 51 sales for this book. This book is gaining momentum. People are starting to pick it up now that it was at the racks. I remember I picked up a copy when it came out. There's another really cool copy that features them in the classic Fantastic Four universe. There's also a San Diego exclusive cover that has kind of like a Bohemian Rhapsody image of the Fantastic Four. That one's pretty hot. That one's actually going for about $100. So be on the lookout for that one. And hype level is at a medium. It's been a couple of weeks since the Fantastic Four has been in the movie theaters. It's been kicked off the #1 list. So it's number 3 last I checked at Box Office Mojo. But people still enjoy it. People are still watching it. People are still going to see it. Coming in at number 5 in our halfway mark is the Fantastic Four 554 with that ever popular 4 Horsemen iconic image. This book came out in 2008 from Marvel Comics. $15 near mint was the last recorded value of this book. And the most common fair market value is $20. So somebody got a nice little deal with $5 off. At a near mint, $38 at a 9.8. There's still not that many copies out there that are floating around. Trending list, this book was number 3 for cover price, and largely because of the 30-day sales at 104 sales in total. That's a lot of comic books being sold. But because the book in itself is fairly affordable, I could see why that number is so high. This book is at a hype level of a high because it is a cool cover. It's always been a really cool Brian Hitch cover. And of course, because we've seen the cast of the Fantastic Four do this pose, they figured we want to get the comic that's associated with it. So this may be its last time here, but I've been wrong before. Number 4 in our list is the West Coast Avengers issue 35 with the popular Doom cover that came out in 1988 from Marvel Comics. $25 at a very fine was the last recorded sale of this book. The most common fair market value of this book is $23 at a very fine, $361 at a 9.8. Now, I was at Terrificon this past weekend. I saw this book going as high as $50 in some places. Totally, in my point of view, not worth it. This is at most a $25 book at its current state. I even think it's less than that. I think this book should be a $10 book in my personal opinion. It's no major significance behind the book other than its cover and other than the fact that Robert Downey Jr. just so happened to display this comic book in a meme of his. Trending list is number 3 in CBSI. It did not make the other list, so I see it's actually losing its momentum. However, it has an extremely high 30-day sales period of 185 copies sold. That's a big number. That's actually, I believe, our top selling book of the week as far as 30-day sales. That gives it a hype level of a high. Again, guys, I'll let this book cool off. If it was me, I passed it several times at the convention. I did not want to justify. I couldn't justify the money to pay for this book, especially since I know there's nothing really of significance in the book itself. Our number 3 book is Silver Surfer 18, Volume 1. This is the original old school Silver Surfer. This is the final issue that came out in 1970 in Marvel Comics. It is at $111 at a 6.5. That was the last recorded sale of this book. Most common fair market value is $54 at a very good, $207 at an 8.5. This is where it gets interesting. It did not make any of the trending lists other than cover price, and it came in at number 1. This had a sales of 118 sales within a 30-day period. Something's up. There's not that much new information that we know of that's going on with this issue. All we know is that it's the final issue of the Silver Surfer first volume. It is also happens to be a very important Jack Kirby final issue, because what most people don't know is that Jack Kirby took the reins of this book for the final issue. And it's a story where the Silver Surfer goes off and he kind of goes AWOL in this story. He beats up the Inhumans and does his thing. So there are rumors floating that this could be something to do with some MCU hype. It could also be rumors based off of the Death of Silver Surfer storyline that's currently going on right now in Marvel Comics. We don't have that much information just yet, but the fact that we have so many sales for a book that came out in the 70s, that's right in the cusp of silver and bronze, we need to find out what's going on. I'm sure we are going to find out what's going on very, very soon. But if you see this at a low price, this may be good opportunity to pick it up because it might be gaining, it's actually gaining momentum. Number 2 in our list is The Amazing Spider-Man 546. This book came out in 2008 from Marvel Comics. $12 at a no grade was the last recorded sale. And the most common fair market value is $32 at near mint, $176 at a 9.8. Trending list, number 2 for Key Collected, number 2 for CBSI, number 6 for cover price. 75 sales in the last 30 days, and the hype level as a high. This is technically the first appearance of Mr. Negative, but it also is the very first brand new day comic book featuring Spider-Man. And therefore, with that little teaser trailer that they gave us and the special behind the scenes stuff that's been going on, this book is red hot right now. People are going to grab it when they see it. I didn't really see that many copies of it in the show, but I do know people were asking for it, people were searching for it. There's a love for this book that wasn't there before, and now people want to grab it because it does say Brand New Day, which has everything to do with the movie title. Does it have anything to do with the actual movie? Only time will tell. And our number one book of the week, I mentioned before, we were going to be doing some bookends. And that bookend is Amazing Spider-Man number 10. We're looking at the volume that came out in 2014 for Marvel Comics. The last recorded sale of this book was $36 at a very fine. Most common fair market value is $43 at a near mint, $181 at 9.8. Trending list, number one for Key Collector, number one for CBSI. Came in number 2 for cover price. And the sales of this is 65 sales in a 30-day period. Hype level is at a high. Those of you that don't know, this is the first appearance of Spider-Punk. Hobie Brown makes his debut in this issue. And there's now confirmation that he will be getting his own animated movie after the next Beyond the Spider-Verse is over. Then we're going to go into a Spider-Punk movie. So we're looking at a movie that might take several years before it comes out. With that being said, the word is out now. Let it cool off to the point that we don't talk about this book anymore. And I promise you, you should be able to get this book at a much lesser price than it's currently going for now. Right now, there's just a lot of hype over confirmation. The next time this book will be high is when we see the character presented either in Beyond the Spider-Verse or in a trailer featuring Spider-Punk. That's the next time you'll see a spike in this book. So let it cool down before you decide to grab it. But if you want to have it because you want to have it, go for it. The prices of this book is not too bad. They're not too high, but they will be going up because of that. With that said, I want your closing thoughts. Let me know what you think of this list. Which books do you have? I have a few of those books myself. I do happen to have the first appearance of Spider-Punk. Have it in a 9.6. I would love to upgrade to a 9.8 someday. Share your thoughts in the comments. The more comments you leave, the better the algorithm works against YouTube. I don't know. And stay tuned for next week's ranking. Which books do you think will return to this list next week? I do think we'll see that Silver Surfer again, and possibly we'll see some more Spider-Punk if the news keeps going. Until then, I will see you at the next one, and Excelsior. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more comic content. Check out these other videos for even more insight, and I'll see you at the next one. Excelsior.